Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today we are going to be jumping down into the charts for Vechain to take a look at what has been going on most recently and what I expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you have not yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. So why not check it out today? Right, let's get into this, right? So Vechain paired up with USDT, the 1 hourly chart to start with, and Binance is our data source. As you can see, we had completed those 5 waves up, a little bit overextending on what I was expecting. I was expecting 6.225 to 6.286, and now we're pulling back down into the B wave before we head on up a little bit higher. Now we actually have the A wave in, and what appears to might be the top of a B wave. We can start to get a little bit more predictive over where these two things are likely to go. So let's go ahead and just start things off by taking a look at this correction that's come in since the 5 waves. Move upwards, we have a double top here, and this looks like we're going to go down to about 5.740, and that's an approximate area, so we'll be in that zone. Let me just mark this up. I'll mark with just an ABC here. We'll just do that in here, and there we go. Perfect. Okay, cool. So now we have a bit of an idea as to where that's going. I'll quickly also mark up that with a price note, so we are always familiar with where we're actually heading here. And I'll just drop that down and move that over there. Okay, cool. So on a larger scale, that basically marks our B wave correction. These 5 waves going up are our A wave, and we've got a final C wave going up afterwards. So now we have the bottom of our C wave down here, or this B wave low. This actually now allows us to understand that if this is the most probable area for a C wave on the 1-to-1 ratio with the A wave, then we can of course start to predict out how high we are likely to go with our C wave afterwards. Okay. Again, these things can go short, they can go longer. This is an example of what happens just here, but it's going to give you a rough approximate area where we're going to land, I think, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and measure the distance on this 5 wave move. This A wave, we'll move this over to our B wave low, and this actually then just lowers ever so fractionally our C wave target here to 6620. I'll go ahead and grab hold of this, and we'll just move it back down into line here. And we'll just knock that in there. Perfect. Okay, cool. So now we have our targets in place. We kind of know what we're aiming for here for Vechain on the smaller time frame. Now, essentially what you have is 5 waves coming up, 3 waves going down. We should be expecting 5 waves to come up here. And again, we'll be able to refine this exit point once we actually have the wave 3 and 4 in. Once we have those two, we can get a little bit more predictive over where that 5th wave is going. But essentially what this pattern is, just like Bitcoin, it's a 5-3-5 structure. Okay, it's an ABC structure, and that consists of 5 waves, 3 waves, 5 waves. Okay, and that should then mark us into the next corrective move on the daily chart, right? And I've spoken about this before. So let's just jump up into the stochastic RSI first. Why I think we're likely to pull back into this little range here first. And this is simply because we're overbought and we need to see this pull back down. If we check the 4-hourly chart, we're actually correcting quite nicely, ready for the next 5 waves going up, almost there. The 8-hourly will also pull back down into this 5.7 cent range pretty comfortably as well. But let's talk about the bigger picture, which is of course what is going on here with our actually I will I'll remove that now. I don't need that one. And I don't need that one. So basically we've got 5 waves coming down, okay, and we have 3 waves going up, and therefore this is exactly the same structure we've got going on here with our ABC, the 5-3-5 structure. It's exactly the same, except it's going down, not up, and it's on a larger scale. So what we have are 5 waves coming down, okay? We have the 3 waves coming up, where I'd estimate the C wave ending at about 6620, okay? A little bit short of the 7 cent that we were talking about before, and then we'll pull back down, okay? Now, this is where things get a little bit rocky for Vechain. Huge opportunities, but basically, if we have a 1-to-1 ratio with our A and our C wave, then essentially Vechain's going to have to come down pretty sizably, right? We have our A, we would have our B wave, and would have to come down to about 4 cent, okay? Now that is a pretty deep correction, okay, but it is still higher than we were previously just over here. And it's also worth noting that there's a lot of area of support to be found just up at about 4.3 cent, okay, so there's a lot of support in that range. There's no need to necessarily come down to the 1-to-1 ratio at 4 cent, and 3.9 being the lower point should also hold out unless we overwick our 1-to-1 ratio. So essentially there's an opportunity to be had of maybe exiting out of the position. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give you financial advice, but these are the kind of things that go through my head. You know, there's the options to basically sell at the top of wave B and reaccumulate at the bottom of wave C, right? Now we have a good idea as to where wave B is likely to go. So it's always that as an option. Or we could just hodl our way through knowing that this is all a corrective pattern and we'll be moving up afterwards, right? Which is also a pretty nice thing to kind of be thinking about. And it's also possible that we end up with, you know, another corrective type of pattern here. That is a 3-3-5. 3 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up. Also a very big possibility, okay? So lots of things to kind of think about, lots of things to kind of speculate on, but for now, let's kind of hone in on what's actually going on. We've got a 5-3-5 structure. We've got the B wave going up to about 6.620, so that could be a good exit. And then, of course, you know, coming down, we'll look to, you know, find support earlier, but it have the ability to go down as much as, you know, to 4.078 cent for VET, which will be a pretty significant pullback from that high. That'll be about a 38%. And then, you know, this is only really going to happen because Bitcoin's going to go from approximately $44,000 to $35,000. Okay, so pretty steep corrections for Bitcoin, pretty steep corrections for the altcoins as well. But knowing these things, they allow us to be a little bit more controlled in understanding what to do with our portfolios. If we're going to hodl, then we're just going to have to deal with seeing, you know, that portfolio at that very specifically, you know, deflated number essentially, right? And you know, it is going to go up afterwards. I'm confident on that, and you know, that's perfectly fine. We can just hodl our way through it. We could also take advantage of the situation, sell high and buy back. You know, that's also an option. And without actually putting any more fiat into that, you could accumulate more coins just simply by using the actual leverage of the coins you have at the moment, right? So sell them here, buy them there, and all that kind of stuff. Essentially, the daily's in a pretty good spot, so we should be thinking about moving up into that next move soon. The weekly chart obviously needs to see the correction. This is why we're talking about a 4.078 cent VET token, and the monthly is actually in a really good spot, right? So overall, the structure of everything, we're in a really good place, and we are looking at progression upwards over a long period of time. All we're really talking about right now are the smaller micro movements that are happening on our hourly and our daily chart, and again, a lot of this stuff is just opportunities if that's how you want to see them. If you're hodling your way through, just be prepared to see some fluctuations in the market, which again, this is what makes this market so lucrative, is that volatility. The swings in the market is where your money is made. Guys, I'm going to leave the video there. If you have found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe? Tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.